My friends, good morning. It's wonderful to be here with all of you today. I'm truly honored and humbled to have the opportunity to share some thoughts and ideas with you that I believe can have a profound impact on your lives. You know, throughout my journey, I've come to realize that the key to achieving extraordinary results, to creating the kind of life that you truly desire, is not about complicated strategies or lofty, unattainable goals. No, my friends, the secret lies in the simple, everyday habits and practices that you cultivate. The small, incremental improvements that you make day in and day out. Because let me tell you, the goal is simple. It's to improve every single day, to become just a little bit better, a little bit stronger, a little bit wiser than you were the day before. And when you make that your focus, when you commit to that daily process of growth and development, that's when the magic really starts to happen. Now, I know that might sound a bit cliche or overly simplistic, but bear with me for a moment because I truly believe that this simple yet powerful concept can be the catalyst for the kind of profound, lasting transformation that so many of us are seeking. You see, too often, we get caught up in the pursuit of grand, lofty goals, the big, audacious dreams that we think will finally bring us the happiness, the fulfillment, the success that we're craving. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having big goals and aspirations. In fact, I would argue that it's essential to our growth and development as human beings. But the problem is, we can become so obsessed with those big, shining goals that we lose sight of the day-to-day work that's required to actually achieve them. We get caught up in the fantasy of the end result without really focusing on the process of getting. And that, my friends, is where so many people ultimately fall short. Because the truth is, lasting transformation, true and sustainable success, it's not about the big dramatic moments. It's about the small, seemingly insignificant choices and actions that you take every single day. It's about the daily habits and routines that you cultivate, the disciplines that you develop, and the mindset that you bring to each and every task and challenge that you face. And that's why I believe that the goal of improving every day, of becoming just a little bit better, a little bit stronger, a little bit wiser than you were the day before, is so profoundly powerful. Because when you make that your focus, when you commit to that daily process of growth and development, it has a ripple effect that touches every single area of your life. Your relationships, your health, your finances, your career, they all start to shift and align in service of that overarching goal of continuous improvement. And the best part is, it's not about lofty, unattainable goals or complicated strategies. It's about the simple, everyday choices and actions that you can take to move the needle forward, little by little, day by day. Now, I know that might sound a bit daunting, and you might be thinking, okay, Jim, that all sounds great in theory, but how exactly do I put that into practice? What does that look like on a day-to-day basis? Well, my friends, let me share with you some of the key principles and strategies that I've discovered over the course of my own journey, the ones that have helped me to consistently improve and grow, both personally and professionally, year after year. First and foremost, it's all about developing a deep, unwavering commitment to personal growth and development. You see, too many people these days are content to just coast through life, to do the bare minimum and hope for the best. But if you want to achieve the kind of success and fulfillment that you're truly seeking, that's just not going to cut it. No, you have to be willing to put in the work, to constantly challenge yourself, to never stop learning and growing. And that means making a daily practice of things like reading, taking courses, seeking out mentors and coaches, and engaging in regular reflection and introspection. Because let me tell you, my friends, when you make that kind of deep, ongoing commitment to your own personal growth and development, it has a profound and lasting impact on every single area of your life. Your relationships, your health, your finances, your career, they all start to improve and flourish as a direct result of the work that you're doing on yourself. And it's not just about the big dramatic moments either. It's about the small, everyday choices and actions that you take to continuously expand your knowledge, your skills, and your understanding of the world around you. Things like reading for 30 minutes a day, or taking an online course on a topic that you're interested in, or simply having a deep, meaningful conversation with a trusted friend or mentor. These may seem like small, inconsequential things, but when you add them up over time, the results can be truly staggering. Because the truth is, the more you learn, the more you grow, the more you expand your perspective and understanding, the more opportunities start to open up to you. And that's why I believe so strongly in the power of this daily practice of personal growth and development. Because it's not just about becoming smarter or more knowledgeable. It's about unlocking your full potential, tapping into the limitless possibilities that lie within you. And you know, it's not just about the intellectual and cognitive aspects of growth. Either, it's also about the emotional and psychological dimensions of your development as a human being. Because let's face it, if you want to achieve the kind of success and fulfillment that you're seeking, it's not enough to just accumulate more knowledge and skills. You also have to work on cultivating the right mindset, the right emotional intelligence, the right habits and behaviors that will support you in consistently moving forward and achieving your goals. And that's where things like mindfulness, emotional regulation, and self-discipline come into play. Because when you're able to be fully present and attuned to the moment, when you've developed the ability to manage your emotions and stay focused and centered in the face of adversity, that's when the real magic starts to happen. That's when you're able to tap into the full power of your potential, to overcome the obstacles and challenges that would otherwise hold you back. And the best part is these are all skills and capabilities that can be cultivated and developed through dedicated, consistent practice. Things like meditation, journaling, and engaging in regular self-reflection can all be incredibly powerful tools for developing the kind of mindset and emotional intelligence that will serve you well on your journey of continuous improvement. And you know, it's not just about the personal and professional aspects of your life either, because when you really start to dive into this concept of improving every day, you begin to realize that it has profound implications for your physical health and well-being as well. After all, what good is all of the intellectual and emotional growth in the world if you don't have the physical vitality and energy to actually put it into practice? And that's why I believe that developing healthy habits and routines around things like nutrition, exercise, and sleep are absolutely essential to this process of continuous improvement. Because let me tell you, my friends, when you feel good physically, when you're taking care of your body and your overall well-being, it has a transformative effect on every other area of your life. Your energy levels go up, your mental clarity and focus increase, and you're simply better equipped to tackle the challenges and opportunities that come your way. And the best part is, just like with the other areas of personal growth and development, these healthy habits and routines can be cultivated and refined through small, incremental improvements made on a daily basis. Things like going for a 30-minute walk every day, or swapping out processed snacks for healthy, nutrient-dense alternatives, or making sure you're getting 7-8 hours of high-quality sleep each night. These may seem like relatively small and insignificant changes, but when you compound them over time, the results can be absolutely remarkable. Your energy levels go up, your focus and productivity increase, and you just feel better both physically and mentally on a consistent basis. And you know, it's not just about the personal benefits either, because when you start to cultivate these kinds of healthy habits and routines, it has a ripple effect that extends far beyond just your own individual experience. It starts to impact the people around you, your family, your friends, your colleagues, in really positive and meaningful ways. Because when you're operating from a place of vitality and well-being, when you're bringing your best self to every interaction in every situation, it has a contagious effect. It inspires and motivates those around you to step up and do the same. And that, my friends, is where the real magic starts to happen. Because when you have a group of people, a community, all committed to the process of continuous improvement, all dedicated to becoming just a little bit better every single day. The synergistic effect can be truly extraordinary. You see, it's not just about the individual gains and benefits that each person experiences. It's about the collective power and momentum that starts to build. When you have a critical mass of people all moving in the same direction, all striving towards a common goal of self-betterment and growth. And that's why I believe that this concept of improving every day, of making that the central focus and guiding principle of your life, is so profoundly powerful, because it's not just about you as an individual, it's about the ripple effect that you can have on the world around you. When you make that daily commitment to growth and development, when you consistently show up and put in the work, you start to inspire and motivate those around you to do the same. And as that momentum builds, as more and more people start to catch the bug of continuous improvement, it can have a transformative effect on entire communities, entire organizations, even entire societies. It's like a rising tide that lifts all boats, my friends. Because when you have a critical mass of people all dedicated to becoming better versions of themselves, all committed to making a positive impact on the world around them, the potential for change and transformation is truly limitless. And that's why I believe that this simple goal of improving every day, of making that the central focus of your life, is one of the most powerful and impactful things that you can do. Because it's not just about you, it's about the ripple effect that you can have, the positive change that you can create, not just in your own life, but in the lives of those around you. Now, I know that all of this might sound a bit lofty or grandiose, and you might be wondering, okay, Jim, that's great and all, but how exactly do I put this into practice? What does it look like on a day-to-day basis? Well, my friends, let me share with you some practical strategies and tools that you can start implementing right away to help you on this journey of continuous improvement. And at the heart of it all is the power of habit. You see, the truth is, lasting change, true and sustainable growth, it's not about big, dramatic gestures or short-term bursts of motivation. It's about the small, consistent actions that you take day in and day out, the habits and routines that you cultivate and refine over time. And that's why I believe that developing a strong foundation of positive, empowering habits is absolutely essential to this process of continuous improvement. Because when you have those habits and routines in place, when they become an ingrained part of your daily life, that's when the real magic starts to happen. Now, I know that building new habits and breaking old ones can be challenging, but there are some proven strategies that can really help to make the process a bit easier. One of the key things is to start small and focus on one or two habits at a time, rather than trying to overhaul your entire life all at once. For example, maybe you start with a simple habit like reading for 20 minutes every morning, or going for a 30-minute walk during your lunch break. These may seem like small, insignificant changes, but when you stick with them day after day, week after week, they start to compound and have a powerful transformative effect. And it's not just about the specific habits themselves either. It's also about the mindset and the approach that you bring to the process. Because the truth is, building new habits and breaking old ones is not always easy. There are going to be ups and downs, successes and failures along the way. But that's where things like self-compassion, resilience, and a growth mindset become so important. Because when you approach this journey of continuous improvement with a spirit of kindness and understanding towards yourself, when you're willing to learn from your mistakes and keep pushing forward, that's when the real breakthroughs start to happen. And you know, it's not just about the individual habits and routines either. It's also about the larger systems and structures that you put in place to support this process of growth and development. Things like setting clear, specific goals, creating accountability mechanisms, and regularly reviewing and refining your approach. Because let's face it, it's not enough to just have good habits and routines. You also need to have a clear sense of direction a roadmap that will guide you towards the outcomes and results that you're seeking. And that's where goal setting and strategic planning becomes so crucial. Now, I know that the idea of setting goals and creating detailed plans might not sound all that exciting or glamorous, but trust me, my friends, it's an essential component of this process of continuous improvement. Because when you have that clear sense of direction, when you know exactly what you're working towards and the steps you need to take to get there, it helps to provide a level of focus, clarity, and motivation that can be truly transformative. And it's not just about the big, lofty goals either. It's also about the smaller, more immediate goals that you can set for yourself on a daily or weekly basis. Things like hitting a certain number of steps on your fitness tracker, or completing a specific work project by the end of the week, or reading a certain number of pages in your current book. These kinds of micro goals, when combined with the larger overarching goals that you've set for yourself, can be incredibly powerful tools for driving consistent incremental progress. Because when you're able to check those smaller boxes, when you can celebrate those small wins along the way, it helps to keep you motivated and engaged in the process, even when the bigger goals might feel out of reach. And you know, it's not just about the personal and professional aspects of your life either. Because when you really start to dive into this concept of continuous improvement, you begin to realize that it has profound implications for your relationships and your overall sense of well-being as well. After all, what good is all of the personal and professional growth in the world if you don't have the supportive, nourishing relationships to share it with? And that's why I believe that nurturing and cultivating healthy, fulfilling relationships should be a key part of this journey of continuous improvement. Because let's face it, our relationships with our partners, our family members, our friends, our colleagues, they have a profound impact on our overall quality of life. And when those relationships are healthy and thriving, it can have a truly transformative effect on every other area of our lives. And the great thing is, just like with the other aspects of this process, there are specific habits and practices that you can cultivate to help strengthen and deepen your relationships. Things like regular communication, active listening, and making time for quality connection and bonding. And it's not just about the big, dramatic moments either. It's about the small, everyday gestures and actions that you can take to show up for the people in your life, to let them know that you care and that you're there for them. Whether it's a thoughtful text message, a surprise date night, or simply making the effort to be fully present and engaged when you're together. These kinds of small acts can have a profound impact on the quality and depth of your relationship. And when you start to see those relationships thriving and deepening, when you can feel the reciprocal sense of support, understanding, and love, that's when you really start to experience the true power and transformative potential of this process of continuous improvement. Because at the end of the day, my friends, it's not just about the individual gains and accomplishments that you achieve. It's about the positive, rippling effect that you can have on the world around you, the lasting legacy that you can leave behind. And that's why I believe that this simple yet powerful goal of improving every single day, of making that the central focus and guiding principle of your life, is one of the most important and impactful things that you can do. Because when you commit to that process, when you make it a daily practice, the results can be truly extraordinary. Your relationships, your health, your finances, your career, they all start to shift and align in service of that higher purpose. Because when you're operating from a place of continuous growth and development, when you're constantly striving to become the best version of yourself, that's when the real magic starts to happen. And it's not just about the big dramatic moments either. It's about the small, everyday choices and actions that you take to stay aligned with that deeper sense of meaning and significance. Whether it's taking time for daily reflection and introspection, engaging in acts of service and compassion, or simply reminding yourself of the why behind what you do. These daily practices are the keys to unlocking the full power of your potential. Because when you're operating from a place of deep purpose and meaning, nothing can stop you. And that's why it's so important to make cultivating that connection to a higher purpose, to this ongoing process of growth and improvement, a daily practice